From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I'm MTN reporter Colter Anstad in Great Falls. Coming up, I'll break down a new study showing what people in the western United States think about various environmental issues.
I'm Joe St. George in Washington. Why do leaders in the marijuana industry think that new research and better studies is the key to unlocking legalization nationwide? We take a look at the cannabis debate coming up.
I'm Jonathan Ambarian in Helena. I'll introduce you to a Capitol High student who's getting a big honor because of his new app to help teenagers learn about distracted driving.
All right, 6:31 on this Friday. Chelly and Matt Elwell with you here. Not a bad start to our Friday. And it sounds like we just need to remember what the next couple of days are going to feel like because it's going to go away.
Well, and we think about it. A week ago, we were in some cooler air, and then it warms up. It's all relative. Sure. This is a little more than a relative change. Yeah, this is going to be pretty dramatic before it's all done. So, yes, soak it up today. Temperatures are into the 30s and 40s. There are areas still on our area roadways that look like glazed or polished ice. The Zamboni went over them or something, I don't know. Temperatures are a little warmer today. We're going to get a chance to get rid of some of this before this next batch of cold air moves in. I don't expect snow today. The wind may be picking up. Daytime highs into the 40s. We're going to get a lot of melting, so this may be the opportunity to get rid of some of that ice that's on your driveway. Temperature, I'm not referring straight to you, Chad. We'll talk about this big cool down coming up in just a few minutes. Not going to happen. All right.
Our top story this half hour. We now have a better understanding of how concerned people in the western United States are about environmental issues. A new poll was released yesterday. MTN's Colter Anstad takes a look at the results of the new survey.
For 12 years now, Colorado College has surveyed people living in the western United States. First 5 states, now up to 8, about a number of topics, including drought, fires, and their overall view of the future of nature. This year's results show people's concerns aren't going away.
There's a great deal that anyone can go and access and dig into.
For 2 decades, Colorado College's State of the Rockies project has worked to help people better understand socioeconomic challenges in the Rocky Mountain West. For the past 12 years, the Conservation in the West poll has been a part of that effort.
It's a tool for policymakers and the general public to gauge citizen attitudes towards a number of conservation issues facing the West.
One issue in particular the 2022 poll found matters a lot to people in Montana is fires.
Given the timing of the survey, it was somewhat after here in Colorado where we experienced some devastating wildfires. We actually went back and looked at some different questions that we'd asked last year and this year. We saw really no difference in terms of the levels. Coloradans had been concerned about wildfires just as much the year before. But in this new question, you can see that Colorado and Montanans are really some of those most concerned.
In fact, 92% of the 416 Montanans surveyed said they are concerned, the most of any of the 8 states. 63% of those Montanans said they are very concerned. The poll also found people in the West don't have a positive view of the environment in general.
Last year, we asked a question and we repeated it again this year to understand how voters in this important region are thinking about the future of nature. And we defined that for them as meaning our land, our water, air, and wildlife, and asked them to basically tell us, is the glass half full or is it half empty? So you can see when we asked them to tell us whether they were hopeful or more worried about the future of nature, increasingly, we're getting some pessimistic responses. Last year, we thought folks were feeling a little glum, potentially the pandemic bleeding into their sentiments about nature as well. But we see that's been exacerbated this year.
Nearly 70% of the almost 3,500 people surveyed said they are worried.
You can see the full results from the study in this story on our website. In Great Falls, Colter Anstad, MTN News.
6:34 now. More than 145 million Americans now live in a state that has legalized marijuana. However, at the federal level, it's still illegal. Many veterans who use cannabis say that has impacted their ability to get proper treatment at federal health centers like the VA. Our Joe St. George takes a closer look at the legalization fight and why some veterans believe new changes in research will soon convince skeptical lawmakers.
Also super earthy. This one's pretty earthy.
If you go to a dispensary in a state where cannabis is legal, it can get complicated quickly.
Coating that you see, those are the THC crystals on this flower.
Stores don't just sell one type of marijuana anymore, they sell many.
It's a completely different industry today than it was even 10 years ago.
Justin Henderson runs Peak Dispensary in Colorado and says different variants achieve different goals. It's almost like a pharmacy.
You know, we don't claim to be doctors, but we are pretty good at this.
While cannabis strains have changed a lot recently, cannabis policy nationwide has not.
The drug is still classified as an illegal narcotic at the federal level, and for years, the only type of cannabis that could be studied and researched by the federal government were strains actually grown by government-employed researchers.
Numbers don't lie.
But Brian Buckley says that is about to change. He runs the Battle Brothers Foundation in Southern California, and for the first time ever, he says, the federal government is showing a willingness to study the marijuana that people are actually buying. That is often stronger than the kind that researchers have previously been looking at. The bipartisan infrastructure bill contained a key change, and his organization has already obtained the permits to conduct the research. Accurate studies using real-world cannabis, he says, is the first step to changing minds.
When you see the data and what it produces and the results it has, they're not going to be able to deny it.
Why is Buckley so passionate? Well, he's a veteran with PTSD himself. He uses the drug when he needs to and has felt the impact of it being illegal when he goes to the federally run VA. Sometimes doctors there can be leery.
They're in a very tricky spot, and I've had a lot of VA doctors off the record tell me, we really hope this research you're doing works.
The debate over marijuana is expected to intensify in the coming weeks as the Senate prepares to debate even more reforms. Back at the dispensary, Justin says it's about time.
I've been disappointed by the bureaucrats for a long time.
In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
Back here at home now, a Helena student getting recognized for his coding ability and for how he's using it to help promote safe driving. TN's Jonathan and Barian talked to the winner of this year's Congressional App Challenge in Montana.
Capitol High senior Jesse Haruska noticed many people his age are prone to distracted driving. That gave him the idea to create an app to help them brush up on the safety rules of the road.
I didn't want to make just a regular sort of driver safety teaching application because those are usually kind of boring.
What he eventually came up with was an evening drive. It's story-based, with each scene illustrating a safety concept. The user has to decide what to do. If they choose right, the drive goes smoothly. If not...
So it's more interactive. I hope that it's more interesting and more engaging for students.
Teacher Jamie Toivonen had 4 of her students, including Jesse, enter the Congressional App Challenge, an annual student competition sponsored by U.S. House members.
What's amazing to see with a lot of these students that are taking computer science now is you teach them the basics and they will kind of run with it. So
Jesse says he probably put 45 hours of work into his app, at school and at home. Besides programming it, he also did all the art, the research, and the writing. His work paid off. Congressman Matt Rosendale selected an evening drive as this year's winner for Montana. He said in a statement, "Congratulations to Jesse on winning the 2022 Congressional App Challenge. His hard work will cause people to think twice before choosing to be distracted on the road." Jesse's app works on both phones and computers. He hopes it might eventually be used in driver safety courses, and he hopes other students will give programming a try.
I've always been interested in computer stuff, but I've just been too apprehensive to try it out until last year. So I would definitely suggest, get into it, try it out, see if it's for you.
Now, if you'd like to try out Jesse's app for yourself, it is available online. You can find a link on our website. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Congratulations, by the way, to Jesse. Meantime, Consumer Reports revealing its top cars of the year. CBS's Elise Preston tells us who made the list.
The Mustang Mach-E is half SUV, half sports car, and fully electric.
It has a range of between 270 to over 300 miles, depending on the version.
Consumer Reports' Jonathan Lincove says the Mach-E also scores well in road tests and safety.
So all that really combines into a very impressive first-year electric vehicle.
The Mustang, with a $44,000 base price, is one of 10 vehicles that make this year's top list. Picks are based on several categories, including reliability and performance.
They also have to have key safety features, such as forward collision warning and automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection standard.
Those features can be found on the Toyota RAV4 Prime, a hybrid with a base price of $40,000. The Kia Telluride starts at $33,000 and is a top pick for the third year in a row. It received an almost perfect score on the road test.
It's had high owner satisfaction according to our annual auto survey.
Other vehicles under $35,000 include the Subaru Forester, which makes Consumer Reports list for the 9th year, and the Toyota Prius is a perennial top pick. 2 Nissans are in the under $25,000 category. The Sentra and Rogue Sport come standard with the latest safety features.
Both vehicles have been very reliable.
For consumers who have a need for speed, Lincove says the Mustang can go 0 to 60 in around 5 seconds. Upgraded versions are even faster. Elise Preston, CBS News, Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey.